Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. Got like this beautiful day going on today. It was a perfect day for a road trip. So you can see by the green light, my Energizer battery there is all charged up. It's about 1:30, 12:27, a couple of days after Christmas. Saturday, 6.6 degrees Celsius. And this one says 44, though I just opened the door, so it might be a little better than that. Well, let me show you what my road trip was for. You know, for me, I always enjoy a good road trip. This particular one was 200 miles each way, 400 round trip. Brought the old Ranger. The Ranger, I checked the gas mileage. On the way down, it got about 25, maybe just slightly more, 25 and change. On the way back, I didn't check it again because I frankly didn't want to stop for gas. But if I had a guess, I don't think I did as well. I pushed it a little harder. Right, I kind of pushed it, so I was in a little bit of a hurry to get back, plus there was a little weight on it, plus there was a lot more traffic. When I left the house this morning at about 5, it was easy. It was an easy ride. By the time I was coming back, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 78 was busy, 22 was busy, 222 was busy. The thruway was busy, especially to get home. I need to go by what do they call it, the Commons shopping or outlet, Commons outlet in Harriman, New York, and that's just a zoo. That's just craziness there. Every idiot who ever crashed a car comes up on the weekends. And, you know, they're not all New York City drivers or all Jersey drivers. They're just all idiots. They come up to crash their cars on the weekends. So here it is. Obviously, they changed the front tire relatively recently. You could see some of the nubs sticking out of it there. Right, I think you guys could see nubs. Could you see nubs? If this boat anchor ever focuses. There you go. See, there's nubs. And it looks like it's got the right rim and so forth. The back, it's got the extra bolts on it. These are two-piece rims. If I had to guess, these rims are probably the same place where that motor came from. You guys can see the motor. It looks like the sprocket's in pretty good shape. It's not there, but the shaft sprocket goes on, and it looks like the shifter sprocket's in pretty good shape. For some reason, this is loose. I'm not quite sure what he was up to there, making that loose. And he said something about weights for the stator. And I'm like, stator doesn't have weights. And he claims to be an expert on these things. So that kind of made me back up a little bit about his expertise. The plastic, though it's in pretty good shape, is Maier. It's a little bit faded. It's been outside. The seat, though, is in fair shape. It obviously took a lot of sun. This thing came from Reading, Pennsylvania. It does have a little skid plate underneath to protect the motor. I think you guys can kind of see it along the edge right there. So the only thing I did was I attempted to turn the motor, and it's not seized. It did feel like it had a little bit of compression. I meant to look to see if there's a spark plug in it. Yeah, there is. It does have the throttle. The brakes are shot, though the calipers here, the lines here, the masters here. Back brakes, there doesn't appear to be anything. The tires, He says hold air for a while. I'm not quite sure what a while is. The gas cap doesn't seem to want to come off. I don't see any, the tank might be okay, might not. I'm not sure. I see there's a CDI there, and there is somewhat of a wiring harness. I'm not sure if they tried to fake the old one in or not. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys could see up here the let's see if I can get my finger in there. Right there. That's the pulsar. Yeah, those wires look like they're twisted up a little bit on top, so I'm not sure if they're alive or not. They're kind of twisty around there, so I'm going to have to spend a little quality time with it. Normally what I do, by the way, this is a 1984 Honda 200X with a Honda 200S or 185 motor. I have to kind of read right there on the jug to see what it really is. So I need to do that before I can be sure. You can see he's probably only got it bolted on top, right? Because there should be a bolt there that's not there, one there, and then there should be the front engine plates right there that are not there. So I got to take a look to see what he's up to. It came with a, excuse the mess in my truck, recoil starter kit that doesn't appear to have the spring. It looks like what he was talking about was the he's got parts in here for the recoil starter, so that's good to have some of those parts. And it did come with the exhaust manifold, though this is pretty heavy. That might be a manifold out of a off an X. It doesn't matter, I'll figure it out. I have spares. So just from 40,000 feet, 3 tires that somewhat hold air. I don't know, what are they worth? 50, $100, something like that. An engine that has the potential to run without the shifter being stripped. I mean, it's got the flywheel. It appears to be complete. And once again, strong potential to run. What is that? Another 100. So 200. The plastic. You'll see it better when I get it off of here, but I don't know. 200X plastic costs not free. I mean, the front fender, even though it's Maier, I don't know, want to throw another 100 on it? There's 300. The headlight, I think, is the right one, and the cage that goes around it, if that's what you want to call it, I don't know. They go for as high as 100. The front forks, the suspension's good, the boots are good, right? Could be another 100. So if one, then you got the tail end. I mean, what's the tail end with the shock worth? The tail light worth? A frame, right? Some of the hand controls. The front caliper. I don't know. Just in parts. This, I paid $200 for it. Let's say it's worth $400 in parts, just for a number. Probably cost me $50 for gas and tolls to go fetch it up, and a bunch of my time. But homie likes to do road trips, so there you go. The recoil starter, even though it needs some love and attention, even for what's there. I mean, if one puts a $15 spring into it, you know, it's worth $75. So you throw all those numbers together, and you could see why I went through the trouble to go get it. I mentioned this when I mentioned I was going to go get this bike. this is a great time of the year to buy bikes. It's a horrible time of the year to sell bikes. If you have to sell a bike now, you're unless it's really, really pretty, right? It's very hard to get any kind of money out of them, right? So that's the guy had it on eBay, Reading, Pennsylvania, which is, I don't know, a couple of hours off of Long Island, 3 hours from upstate New York, 3 hours from almost all of Pennsylvania, part of Ohio. I mean, not all that far from Virginia. It strikes me as if if he would have sold it in the spring, he probably could have done better, right? He probably could have pulled a little more money out of it. To get this thing running, assuming you had to buy all the parts, right? I don't. I have most of the stuff floating around, but the little cover that goes over that, right? That's $20 bill. The spring in there, call that $20. Call the gear, the sprocket, $20. If you want to be complete and put the cover over it, that's another, what do we call it, 40. That way it can be an even 100. 25 for the carburetor, which takes me to 125. And then you gotta figure out what's going on with the wiring. I don't see a spark, the ignition coil, the spark coil, but it does appear to have the rest of the stuff. So I don't know, another 25. That takes me to 150. What else do I need? I need a chain. Sprocket looks like it's in pretty good shape. This sprocket. You got to fab up some motor mounts. You need a caliper, plus the hydraulics to drive it and all that other stuff if you're going to complete it up. Right. If you don't have the parts handy like I do, you can easily throw $200 worth of parts into it. And you need he gave me the header pipe, but you don't have the flange. I didn't notice the flange, and it doesn't have the rest of the exhaust system. You throw another $100 at that. So if one's buying the parts, doesn't have the pull bar, the thing you put the gas or the 6-pack of beer on. What is that? In the old days, we used to call them sissy bars when they were on bicycles, right, to keep the sissy from falling off the back of the seat. Anyway, the pull bar, I guess it's called the pull bar. It's missing that. So to go out and pick this up off the street and say, well, I'm going to turn it into a running machine, you're going to probably tie up between $200 and $300. If you really want to make a nice machine out of it, I mean, replace the seat cover, buff up the plastic and then get some stickers on it, maybe buff it up and paint it if you really want to get it to Honda red, right? The difference between red and kind of pink, purple pink, and faded. Do a good job with the brakes and all that. So call it $250 to kind of put it together if you don't have the parts but just want to slam it together. Probably $350, $400 if you want to make it look like something. Plus the $200 you got into it. $350 and 2 takes you to $550, and 200Xs with 200S motors typically don't go for full price. Like a 200X in really nice shape, you could get $800, $1,000, $1,200 depending on how nice a shape it's in, how good the tires and everything else are. Typically with a 200S motor on it, I don't know, $500, $600, $700, depending how it looks. So really good price, nice parts bike. I'm happy with it. I'm glad I was able to buy it whole. I'm glad he didn't part it out. Very good for me. He didn't make any money on this, but very good for me. Anyway, folks, I want to thank you for watching and commenting and subscribing. Been busy with family things. My son was here, Christmas, seeing my cousins, seeing college roommates, all that stuff. So I haven't been doing all that much spinning of wrenches or even all that much cleaning up. Seems that I've been spending quite a bit of time breaking garage doors. Obviously put no time in on this, which is my bad. I gotta get back to it. Hopefully things free up a little bit and I could get back to moving on some of this stuff. Right, get back to the drill. Anyway, remember folks, keep your feet down, keep your head up, and also remember, please enjoy all your days. You don't know how many you're going to get, so make sure you enjoy them, right? We all think we're going to get an unlimited supply, but unfortunately that's never the case. Take care now, folks. Bye.